Namaste to everybody. Welcome to today's session. So, if you have any questions, either Hindi, English, you can put it out. So, we have been doing these follow ups for every webinar because I want to take it up a little seriously. On because if and those who are signing up for webinars seriously mean it, right? That is why they are signing up. They are looking forward to some help on that particular webinar. So it becomes my duty to give you an in-depth insight into whatever you're looking into. So for that reason, I'm keeping the follow-ups, and you'll see follow-ups become little powerful than the webinar itself, because webinar you understand and it takes little time for you to simmer down. And if you're practicing, and then when you do the follow-up, it becomes powerful. I don't know yesterday, because I am not taking feedbacks for these last Shambhala thing. Also, I did not take a feedback because somehow I did not want to post it in courses. Right from that day itself, I did not feel that I should post Shambhala practices. So I did not ask for a feedback anywhere. But still, some of you shared because somehow I did not want Shambhala practice to be like accessible to anybody, everybody on the course and all that. But you can see when you are doing the follow ups, it you get a depth of what it is about. So Shambhala practice was we have done. There is nothing great else to be done, as the Maharishis say that even if out of the 7 practices, even one you master, you don't need any other practice. Even meditation is not needed. That's how it is. Yeah, I remember somebody asking this question of Anahat Chakra. I remembered from this only. For the Anahat Chakra blockages, now those who are new to chakras, what are these chakras and things like that? Chakras are these energy centers. We have basic 7 chakras from top to bottom. One is the Sahasrara, one is the Agya, and then you have the Vishuddhi, and then you have the Anahata, and then you have the Manipuraka in the center of your tummy, and near where your urinary bladder is, near the navel, there you have Swadhisthana, and down Muladhara near the perineum. 7 basic chakras. There is front and back. Exactly it correspond behind. If there is a chakra here, there's one behind it. So front and back of the body, there are the energy centers. Basically, they spin and they absorb energy, prana. So chakra simply means they absorb prana. They are vortex points. They become the 7 points of attracting energy into the system, and from there, through the network of nadis, it supplies energy, prana, to from top to bottom, and that is how you are alive. So these are energy centers. So when these chakras get blocked, that chakra is unable to pull in that prana or energy, and hence the supply to that area is limited, or not functional, which creates a lot of problems in our life, mm, including physical problems, because as we know, chakras are pranic bodies. They are the etheric bodies, and they supply to the annamaya kosha. Physical body is alive because of pranamaya kosha. In pranamaya kosha, these chakras and nadis are there. So it becomes utmost important that all these chakras remain open and active, because if it is not, then you'll have corresponding problems to those chakras. If your Manipur chakra is not active or not functioning well, then you'll have digestive issues. For example, if Swadhisthana is not functioning well, you'll have pelvic issues, you'll have urinary issues, you'll have water related issues like kidneys and the uterus and things like that. And if Muladhara, then you'll have issues with the bones and muscles and tissues and things like that. stability, strength of the body, aging. That's all the Muladhara. And then what is left? Anahata. Anahata means the heart, lungs, and this area, chest area, breathing issues, and things like that. Respiratory or feeling tightness. And Vishuddhi means your voice, vocal cords, your tonsils, your thyroid, issues with these things, speech, throat problems, throat infection, things like that. And here with your eyes, nose, and brain and head and all that. And Sahasrara, obviously, the whole your whole brain, which is the very important. Because Sahasrara is from where you receive even from the higher energies from top. So higher dimensional, everything is connected via your Sahasrara. So when you say grace of God and all that, it floats. It enters through the head and supplies throughout the whole body. In Shambhala practices, we mentioned how one of the healing practice from where Sahasrara only it enters, and then you supply it to the rest of your body till the illness vanishes. That's the condition put there. So for that, you need to become more subtler. You need to become more aware of your chronic bodies. You need to practice. This all comes with practice. It cannot come with gyan. You need to put enough effort to get in. But these are all yogic practices. We are not dealing with yogic practices here and shifting into awareness. We are not dealing with any of these. But most of you, I think you have done it and you're aware of it. So awareness is enough. Awareness of the chakra just opens it. Like we said, prana is pumped to any part of the body wherever your awareness goes. For that, even be it any chakra, not just anahata, if you want to activate it, if you want to energize it, then you must learn the skill of moving prana in any part of your body. And for that, you need again intense awareness. That is why we say awareness must be started first on the physical body. But if we are too interested in higher, then we don't put importance to the body. We are not interested in even these chakras and all that. We just want to go up and go into samadhi. That is not a good idea, because basically to have a good grip on life, you must have a grip on all the areas. Samadhi means upper three chakras. World, bhoga, sansara, groundedness. That is all the lower three chakras. So upper three chakras and lower three chakras, and the one that combines up and down is the anahata, center. Center means central, balanced, neutral. And anahata is power, because it balances both up and down. So you are very leveled. If you are three chakras up, then you will always feel meditational. You will want to be in samadhi. You will want to just experience numbness. You want to be numb to the world. You have no interest in this world. You're not bothered about much of you are not even bothered about your physicalities. So is that good or bad? It's neither about good and bad. It's about balance, because either if you go only into samadhi and then you are unable to grasp the lower, your basic responsibilities, or why you came to experience the diversities. Shambhala masters tell this, right? So to experience diversities, you need three chakras lower also. You cannot experience the world without the three chakras, lower chakras. You want to experience food, you want to experience sex, you want to experience the entertainment, the pleasures, the mundane pleasures of whatever, even your comfort, the warmth, and things like that. That's all needs your lower three chakras, otherwise you cannot. So lower three chakras are needed for experience of the world, and you cannot deprive yourself from these three chakras. At the same time, you need, because if you say, "Oh, I want this," and then you activate only the three lower chakras, then you will get too worldly. Then you will not have interest in meditation, interest in spiritual pursuit. Mani nahi karta. You are too interested. You are too involved in your work or your so-called responsibilities, in earning, in gathering, in investing, and in rearing up children. Looking on after the body comforts, food. You hog food. You enjoy food. You enjoy films, entertainment, and bodily pleasures and things like that. It's too much, and you have no interest for that. That is an indication three chakras lower are hyper. So what are we talking is balance. Both. You enjoy this world and that world. That happens when you're centered in your heart chakra. This connects both upper three and lower three. Upper three is vairagya, mukti. Lower three is samsara, bhoga. Simple, very simple. So that's how it affects our life also, and it affects the physicalities also. It affects our mind, emotions also, depending on which chakras are active and not active. You may want to get into yogic practice and do that, but it takes a lot of time to cleanse it and meditate on chakras and penetrate and all that. If you learn awareness and if you're having a good grip on uh, activating anything in your body by being aware of it, then you can use it on the sukshma shariras, on chakras. We did it in Shambhala practice, right? Again, the panchakoshas, the five bodies, etheric bodies. So that it comes all by practice only. There is no shortcut. But at the same time, you must change your attitude and approach towards life. And then simultaneously, these practices, it will help you a lot. So if anahat blockage is there, or what you call as dullness or aches or things like that, you feel tightness, chest tightness. This all comes very deeply from dreadful fears, anxiety. Too much of anxiety and fears can block the heart chakra. Symptoms can be many, like you're not interested in people, you don't have much of empathy, compassion. You can be isolated if you want to be alone. You don't feel like connecting with people. You are poor at not just giving love but also receiving love. You can't receive love. So people, that is also another syndrome. We talk about give love, but see, it's not just about giving love, it's also about receiving love. How many times we feel that uh, we are unable to give love, but if you observe carefully, you are unable to receive love also. Sometimes when love is coming, you don't feel like accepting, acknowledging it. You want to just run away from there. That is the inability to even receive love. So these are all symptoms again, and these have simultaneously. You have to be aware of your lifestyle also, the attitudes that we carry also in daily life, and at the same time practices. Just doing one will not help, because if we are practicing, and the whole day if we are rigid, it's not going to help. Whole day not to be rigid is what is awareness. You become aware that you are aware constantly. Every emotion you are aware. Awareness helps a great deal. So all these things are problem only when I'm ignorant or when I am not aware. One emotion is coming, one attitude is coming, one issue is coming, my pattern is coming up, and I'm not able to see it. I just impulsively get into it. So I'm not aware there. I can see a rising emotion of hatred, jealousy, resentment. Anahat chakra is basically inability to forgive, let go. So if I have anahat issues, it simply means I cannot easily forgive. So my nature has become something like that where I can't forgive. It's not easy for me to forgive. It's not easy for me to forgive and forget. I'm somebody who holds on to stuff. So this only accumulates into grief. into this negative energy, this negative feelings. So that's what I'm saying. We must be aware of these patterns of our mind, and through awareness, dismantle it. Otherwise, you give it power. Anytime you become aware of these kind of emotions happening in your life, you become aware of it and say, do I really need this? Is this really helping me? Is this going to help me or block my chakras further? Do I want it to be blocked? If I'm not, if I've had enough lessons, I'll be more cautious. I'll say no. And when you say no, that means you have learned the lesson. Learn the lesson that that blockage is trying to provide. Every issue in life is not a punishment. Anything, any problem in life is not a punishment. It is an activation. It is a reminder that we are going wrong somewhere. It is simply asking to correct yourself. That's all. You correct it and that thing goes off. That lesson goes off. Very clearly it is. So if it is persisting for long, that means I'm not wanting to see what is that lesson, or I want it my way. Somewhere we have to understand. I might use my way. I'll try it this way, that way. But when my ways are not working, then I must know my ways is not right. That is why it's not working. Then I must see what is the way I should surrender to. What is life asking me to? What is it that is the demand in the moment, other than what I want? And just submit to it, surrender to it. But I don't know if you guys have done the Shambhala practice. In the Shambhala practice, day point 1, point 2, point 3, if you follow, that's more than enough. Not even 2, 1 and 2. Ananda and love. Those two practices, if you follow exactly a couple of weeks to months, you just follow deeply and see what happens. Those both practices are for the heart chakra. How does it begin? Center, where is the diamond? Where is that light? The center of where? Chest. So that illumination, that only will heal it. That is the ability to give ananda to the whole world. There is the ability to give love and peace and light. Whose? My own peace, love, and light to the whole world. Do I have attitude like that? I have to check it out. Because many people can't do this. That's why Shambhala practice might look very easy, but it's not easy to do it. Because Shambhala practice is not for yourself. That's the only difference. The practice of Shambhala is only for others. Have you noticed? Those who did, have you noticed? It is not for there is nothing for you there. All those 7 practices are for others. So am I willing to do it for others? If I'm not willing, then I must look into that aspect. What is preventing me to think good of others? What is preventing me to spread love, light, and peace to others? What is preventing me from wholeheartedly and sincerely 100% saying these 3 words? May all evolve. May all be blessed. May all be free. I'm sure we don't do this prayer. I think I'm the only one that prays with my eyes closed. These last 3 words. And I mean it. I mean it in vibration when I do that. See, when you do that, why do I sit here and deliver so many kind of uh, free sessions here? Because I think more about others than me. Simple. Simple, I'm telling you. When our attitude becomes like that, when our attitude becomes to give more than receiving, you become a team member of Shambhala. Shambhala workers are light workers. They work and live for others. That is one easy and profound way to purify. Heart purifies. Intention purifies. And you become like them. That's what I'm saying. Those 7 practices, only the first 3, if it is followed diligently, you become like Shambhala beings. That is their practices. That is how they became that. And how did they become? Selfless. First is selfless. So my ability to spread. Now, whenever we do all these practices, we have to be little attentive. Why am I doing these practices? I'm talking to not just one person. There are a couple of them who asked about anahata, blockages of the heart. So I'm talking to all of you. If you observe very clearly, you will see there is a selfish mode. Even the practices we do is for me, myself. I'm just telling, change it. Do it for others. Because in that, love emanates. You have to activate that love. That love quality is important. Because love is what heals the heart chakra. Opposite of love is hate. Love is selflessness. Opposite of selflessness is selfishness. Do you see? If I think about others, it just expands. If I think about me, it shrinks. The shrinking is tightening. A lot of issues will come because when you tighten the heart chakra, fear will come, suffocation will come, limitedness will come. You can't, you can expand, you cannot experience freedom. Freedom means expansion. Consciousness has to go out. Opposite of freedom is sikurna, tightness, suffocation, isolation, me, myself. It's all is constricted. Opposite of that is Shambhala practices. Breakthrough. That's one way I can say the way to become divine love. Divine love is very important on this path. As you ascend, as you evolve, it's needed. Don't take this for granted because you are divine love. Your nature is divine love and light. Your prakriti, mool prakriti is unconditional love. That has to develop somewhere or the other. So become alert and aware whenever in life you are conditionally loving someone, something. It is for some condition, based on condition, or for self gratification. Only self need. You don't care a damn about others. These practices like selfless service opens up the heart chakra. Bhakti marga opens up the heart chakra. Because in both these marga, you can see karma yoga and bhakti yoga, you are placing someone else important than you. Karma yoga, you are doing seva because you are seeing God in others. Why, whom, when, and why can you do seva to others? Who can do seva to others? Only those who feel there is someone more important than me, isn't it? Check it out. You cannot serve others till you see something greater, larger in them than you. Something has to be more from me to then only you will want to go and help somebody, isn't it? Why would we help somebody else? That is why I strongly desist this selfish practices. अपने लिए सोचना, अपने लिए सोचना. कनिंग तो बिल्कुल नहीं होना. चालाकी से कुछ तो करके हम जाएंगे. I tell these programs and things like that. I'll go get something and somehow I'll make some. कुछ नहीं होने. You'll get into more trouble. You go very selflessly into all these things. We must have this attitude of helping others. Of that attitude of helping others only is seva. Seva doesn't mean only go and give food and money. Seva to others simply means wishing well for others. I'll tell you one most powerful sutra for unconditional love, developing unconditional love and oneness. Pray for others. Whenever possible, pray for others, or make it a schedule to pray daily for others, because we have lived our life only praying for ourselves. Think about it right now. Also, think about it. Do we anytime sit and close eyes and send a divine love and light to this whole world, to this consciousness, to everything, or to the people who are suffering? Do we pray for the people who are in trouble? Do we pray for the lower beings so that they ascend to the higher beings? We hardly do. We hardly think about all these things because we are so busy with this I. This all shrinks. These kind of thoughts shrinks us. At the most, we will think about our family. That is even more selfish. I think about myself, my family. बस बाकी दुनिया गया भाड़ में. मुझे क्या लेना है? We might have things like, oh, people are suffering. That is happening. Karma. People's karma. You become stone in that. You might not be a god and go and save them or anything, but you are a part of that consciousness. How can you not feel for it? When you see suffering, how can you not feel it? You don't feel it because sikudude. That is why oneness. Without oneness, and that is the third practice of Shambhala. Oneness is master's method. Till you keep diversity, you are getting nowhere. And diversity should be at the micro level. I'm not just talking religion. Diversity right here. How much are you seeing diversities between your neighbor and you? How much difference are you seeing between an animal and you? Do you feel for animals? Do you feel for something that is lower in consciousness than you? Do you feel that you must uplift them? Do you feel that you must care for them? Do you look at an ant and feel the same? Do you look at a lizard and feel for the same? Do you see a suffering animal and feel the same? That they must elevate? Does a whisper of prayer come to you when you see an animal suffering or somebody suffering and say, let them be elevated from this yoni? Because if these things are coming, you are becoming God. There's godly qualities. It's all needed on the path because we are on this yatra journey to becoming God. So we have to imbibe. That's what I mean by lifestyle and attitudes. Practice is okay. You do the practice, but that becomes very dry if these these qualities don't expand within you. You have to be very careful. Not careful. You have to be attentive when the opposite emotions come. Diversity. When you see you're not caring, you become aware. Why? How much time does it take? I'm not saying you become a Superman and go and save somebody and go and save the whole world and spend your time morning to evening just hunting and helping people. That's none of our business to manage this world. But what I'm saying, the sympathy that you have for the others, you know your limitation. You might not be able to help. There's a war going on in some other part. But whenever you see something, hear something, do you whisper a prayer for them? That shows you are participating in the whole consciousness. If you don't participate, it shows I've shrunk. I'm in diversity. I'm not in oneness. I'm not in Advaita. So these do affect us. So the outcome of selfishness or the shrinkness is blockages. So what is the lesson hidden in this? Expand. That's the message. We expand. We think more about others. What is anxiety about? What is this fear about? I'm thinking too much, too overprotective about me and mine. What is my dincharya from morning to evening and night? Worrying about me and my loved ones. Most selfish act it is. As though only me and my loved ones exist in this whole cosmos. There's so much happening out there. Who cares a damn? So the more I try to maintain this artificial life of mine, there will be a lot of fear because you can't maintain it. You're busy in those aspects. That is causing depression, anxiety. What is anxiety? When you sit brooding over me and mine. So you can indirectly say that is karmic punishment, instant karma. If I think about myself, here is a package. Handle it. Because when I worry about me and myself, first of all, I'm not aware. I'm not aware there is a heavy amount of doership that is there because I'm trying to take control of my whole. I don't care about what prarabdha and all that. I just don't care. I just want me and my loved ones to be happy and blessed. And this is very choti si thought it is. It's a very lower kind of a thought. It might look great. It's not. It's a very cheap thought because even animals do that. Even a dog protects its small puppies. It's overprotective. It will even kill. We're not talking about that. When a dog is eating food, you go near it, it can bite you. It can tear you to pieces also. Today I was at the vet with some other dog. There the board was written. Don't go and touch a dog in these scenarios. In that one was when he's eating food, when he's sleeping. Don't have eye to eye contact with that dog. Don't run fastly in front of a dog. All these were mentioned there. So I was thinking about it. There are people who get triggered, forget dogs. You run fast in front of them, road rage case हो गया, मारामारी हो गया, murders हो गया. You overtake somebody and go, हो गया. वही तो है, running fast in front of. You disturb somebody who's eating. You can see animals, humans also getting furious. खाना खाने बैठे और डोरबेल बजा, कर्सेस शुरू हो गया. कौन आ गया कमबख्त इस वक्त? यही वक्त मिलता है क्या इनको आने को? Any difference between the dog and the sun? Growling, "Grrr, no one come near my food." सोते वक्त, see, you get disturbed, you get annoyed. Who disturbs my peace, my sleep? A dog also will bite, human also will bite. So when I was seeing that, I was saying, why are they put dogs there? Everybody does that, almost, and that is the pashu vritti. So there only you can see an animal just cares about itself. It's not bothered about anything else. That is why it gets upset and it thinks about it and its family. Have you ever seen animals going and around taking care of other? I've seen dogs killing other puppies in front of me, tearing it apart. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this during Corona time? New puppies born, and the mother dog is there. First, it comes and attacks the mother dog, and then it goes and rips apart the babies because the dog is feeling threat. Ki these puppies will grow up and take over my place. This is animalistic, and we are nothing less. You might say, no, I'm exaggerating. I am not. Compare your children and others' children. See the fight that you have internal for your own family. How much we fight for our own family. Would you do that for others? You ask for so much of justice and crying and wailing for your own family. Do you do that for your neighbor? You not. Because you are in the busy in the me and mine syndrome. Same these examples. Your kid does some mischief. Will you shout at that child? And your neighbor child does something. How do you carry across that message? How furious would you get? So these all are very dangerous in spirituality because the Pashu Vritti is very strong. I'm telling we must become aware of all these things. We are not like that. We shouldn't be like that. It is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. My father, my mother, Charan Dabao. सेवा करो माता पिता की सेवा करो. Bullshit. Crap theory. Because we might be sitting very pressing the feet of our mother, father here, and there outside you see anybody else's mother, father. I don't know how you treat them. Life watches us. We cannot, you know, dodge life. We cannot dodge cosmic intelligence. It sees everything. It's aware of everything. We cannot dodge that system. So, becoming very much aware of this me and mine syndrome will protect you from anxiety. I'm telling you, anxiety and depression is too much of I and mine. Sit aware and check about it. That's why we say go out and help the world, help others, go do seva, go work in charity, in charitable organization, go work for orphanage kids, go work for old age homes. Because when you go to old age home, sit with them and you are doing seva of Mata Pita, of so many other Mata Pitas. You are not busy sitting in your house and pressing their feet and glorifying this Mata Pita seva. When you go out and serve so many others, go and meet them. You don't have to press their feet. Go and meet them, talk to them, give them whatever you can, your time, attention, and whatever. Then you can say so. But if you are only inclined to me and my, then these things will be there. The limitedness will come. So we don't evolve. We cannot evolve beyond a certain point. We might do some good, nice. You might feel good, but after a certain point, there is no evolution because your consciousness is still here. It has to expand to the cosmos. And you see, all the practice that we do here is not here. It's for every, including the prayer. We end it with, may all evolve, all be blessed, may all be free. Why out of all the prayers I choose that? These three. It's not there anywhere. I only designed it. These three words. Because in this bhava, what it comes, let everybody, for others, let everyone, not just me, not just me, not just me. You imagine if I sit here thinking about me, I have revealed so many secrets, so many mysteries, so many things in these 3 years. Imagine if I would have said, ये नहीं बोलना, कोई मेरे से आगे निकल गया तो, if somebody goes, if they come to know all these things, and I have done so much of tapasya, I have done so much of sadhana in myself, I have earned all this bullshit. I have heard all these things. I have earned this precious. So कौन सा बड़ा तीर मारा है? Precious. कहाँ से लिए? कहाँ से लिए? What you have taken is from this universe only. And we boast so much. I've gathered this. So we've taken it from, we are all beggars. We don't have anything on our own. We have borrowed it simply. This money, so much money. Where does it come from? And where will you take it? It came when this money which is there right now, the currency notes in your hand, it was there sometime before in somebody else's hand. And what is there in your hand will go to somebody's hand somewhere. It is rotating energy. But with the feeling, I hold it. That is the problem. I hold it. Everything we are borrowed. Nothing is ours here. We take from here and give it here. Love we receive, we give it here. Can we sit and generate money here? Can we sit and generate food here? Nothing. We are borrowing. Even food is borrowed. You think about it. Everything is just taken and given, taken and given, taken and given, including wisdom, yeah. Do you think we are manufacturing this business and putting a trademark to it, copyrights stuff? No, I'm telling you, we have copied it from all the masters copy. I don't believe this. I don't agree to this. Somebody has sat there and created their own stuff. Nobody has created. Whatever you speak has already been there in this universe. You are recycling it in a different fashion. That's all. तो काहे का उसमें भी ढिंडोरा पीटने का कि this is my this I have done so much of hard work for this. So our life, when it becomes very spontaneous, there is nothing that you hold, there is nothing that you claim. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. Everything is going. This is the sign of a free flow of entire consciousness. Let everybody benefit. Let the whole world benefit. These are sutras for heart chakras. Let everybody benefit. Whatever I've seen some people whenever they cook something, they think so much about others. And look at the way we cook. मेरे बच्चे को ये पसंद है, मेरे पति को ये पसंद है, मेरे पत्नी को ये पसंद है, मेरे माताजी को ये पसंद है, इसको पसंद है. We cook for them. Nice dishes. मेहनत लगा के. प्यार, so called, full of love. Crap love. And when you prepare it and keep, somebody comes. Will you share that food with the same love? You won't. Till we become that. साथ आए हो साथ दे दो. When you don't worry about what to give, where to give, who's taking it, how, not calculating it, and giving the best. Oh, where are you going? We are going to the ANAHata. What for? We are going to do seva and we are donating. Donating what? Clothes. Wow, Tali baja. Yeah, truckload of the clothes. Look at this. 2 bags, 3 bags full. Whom are you going to give? The destitutes. What are these? Clothes. From where did you get the clothes? हमारा पुराने कपड़े. Wow. अपने लोगों को नए कपड़े. और सो कॉल्ड जिसको सेवा करने जा रहे हैं उनको तुम्हारे फटे गंदे कपड़े. Would you do that to your child? You won't do that. Why? Special. The special is that ego. The special is that limitation. Consciousness अटका हुआ है. एक सीमा तक जाके अटक गई. पहले इधर था, थोड़ा हट के सिर्फ घर के 4 दीवारी तक आया. What is the meditation that we do? Do you expand Ananda in your body and leave it there? Or do you expand in your koshas and leave it there? Or do you expand to the room and leave it there? Or do you expand to the house and leave it there? Why can't the meditation stop there? Why should I? I know this feeling comes many times. You might spread love and protection into your old house. And if I say become aware of all the people in your house, let them be safe and protected, and send them so much of love and energy and healing, for example, you will do. And then I say, put it out and same intensity, give it to the people outside. Your intensity will done. Suddenly dim ho jayega. It will not be the same. Why? अपने थोड़ी हो. अपनों को ज्यादा देना है. ये this is पशुवृत्ति. This is why your energies only go till your room and homes. It cannot go beyond it. Shambhala practices are completely different. Because Shambhala expands you to God consciousness, divinity. It makes you Ananda. It makes you tune into Ananda. It makes you tune into Shanti, Param Tripti, contentment, and divine love, unconditional love. That's how you become God. That's how we become angels, illumined beings. Illumined beings can never have blockages. Illumination means expansion, blowing it out to everybody. So I'm saying, practices to karo, do the practice, but be aware. Other time when you are in the world, be fully aware. Aware of how do I expand it. I'm telling you one thing. Don't keep energies with yourself. Make give it out in abundance, you'll receive in abundance. Anything. Energy, I mean, energy only becomes food, energy only becomes money, energy only becomes love, energy only becomes wisdom. Energy only becomes care, strength, whatever you call it. Never reserve this. Try to inculcate this practice. Whenever you feel you are being bound, question. Become aware and question why. Ask the cunning mind, why? Why are you stopping here? Ask it. Oh, I see a poor child, a mother and child, they're standing at the street corner. So my friend says, we must do something for it. Poor. And then my heart says, yes, we must do something. What to do for the child? Let's buy a chocolate. Okay, we go to the store and say, what kind of chocolate do you have? And they say, everything is there. 5 star is there, the Cadbury's, Dairy Milk and Silk and whatever, the Oreo and all those stuff. And you look at the other bottles. वो 2 eclairs देना वहां से, छोटा वाला, 2 rupees. And if your child would have been with you, would you have given eclairs or that other ones? There you must question. Why am I limiting here? Why? Why am I differentiating so much? Break that habit. सीने पे पत्थर रख के 5 star दे दो. If you want to blast that limitation, do this repeatedly. Maybe you will not do it only. बोला इससे अच्छा कि चुप बैठना, सेवा ही ना करो. ये बहुत महंगा है, इसीलिए महंगा फेयर है. Where all can I go on living? I am telling you it's उल्टा. जितना पकड़ के रखोगे उतना कंगाल रहोगे. How much ever you try to constrict that energy, you will have lack. How much you become abundant in that flow, that much multiply it will flow into your life. Whatever energy that is. Love hai to love will flood. Money hai to money will flood. Wisdom hai to wisdom will flood. This is my personal experience. The more I give wisdom, the more multiply I gain it. People say, no, you're very bacha kucha, whatever. Arjit kiya hua utna hi, sparingly. And then go to hell. Because I've seen people thinking that, if I share this kind of knowledge, limited gyan, this is all very limited, what do you call, precious, chupa hua, ati rahasyamay. And so this should all be very much hidden. Because if somebody comes to know, what will happen to me? And what if somebody else becomes bigger than me? I'm telling you, it's a wrong attitude. Because nobody can match you in that. The more you give 1, 10 you get here. 20 you give, 40 you get there. It goes on multiplying. And it's enormous. It's an ocean. There's no need to feel threatened in competition there. Anything, any energy. So from that myth only, we become very reserved. We become very limited. And we are talking about unlimited, infinite. And why are our habits finite? So limited. Why is our thinking so finite? इतनी छोटी सोच क्यों होती है मेरी? This we must ask ourselves. Question. Why am I thinking so small? Because nobody will tell you all these things. Nobody will come and ask you, hey, why are you thinking so small? You only have to do that homework for you. So when you do that, you break all the patterns. Leave your homes and get out and look out into this world and do little things for others. Do it for nature, whatever. Don't do it for any benefit. Just do it out of the love of it and see what happens. Your consciousness will expand. घर में बैठने का प्रॉब्लम यही होता है. मेरा उतना ही दिखेगा आपको. सुबह शाम तक उसी में रहेंगे रंगते हुए अपनी दुनिया, छोटी सी दुनिया. वो छोटी सी दुनिया जितना बनाओगे ना, उतना डिप्रेशन और एंजाइटी आपके अंदर घुसेगा, क्योंकि उसका मेंटेनेंस में आपका दिमाग लगेगा. छोटी सी दुनिया बनाया है ना, प्यारी सी, अब उसको मेंटेन करना है. वो मेंटेन करने की जो टेंशन आती है ना, worries, that only becomes your fear and anxiety, then you shrink. So that's, you can call instant karma, how we give. And see, if you expand and think, you will have very less time to think about me, mera dunya, this is your dunya. And when you go out, your anxiety will fly out. That's how, see how it is. It matches, everything matches. So these practices, what we are talking about, expansion of our light and love and energy from here to others, to others, to others. Let everybody benefit. Let all benefit. 100% you will benefit in that. No doubt about it. Because I told you, it is a concept of overflowing cup. When somebody receives from you after you overflow, your cup overflows and then it goes and fills other cups. Can you be Kangal? Is the question. Simple thing. Can you have lack? Because you are overflowing by it. So there is no question to even think about yourself. Mera kya hoga? You will be taken care automatically when you take care of others. Simple funda. So that is one thing. Oneness is very important for expanding the heart chakra and expanding your consciousness. Oneness, the feeling of oneness. Oneness doesn't mean you're sitting at home and thinking about oneness, just merging, merging, merging. It should come in your actions also. If you are sitting and meditating as oneness, you are merging, you are going out, and your light is going into the cosmos and this planet and that planet and all the lokas up and down. Do you really mean you're supplying energy to the Patal Loka? Do you mean it? No. You have not thought about it. ये सिर्फ हमारा concept चल रहा है energy फैलाने का. How about thinking that even the lowest lokas are getting that divine light and even they are evolved? That is how it should be practical. Practicality will show off only when you go out. When you open your eyes, आंख बंद करके सब लोग लाइट भेज सकते हैं, नो डाउट अबाउट इट. आंख खोल के, व्हाट इज आंख खोल के लाइट भेजना? वही 5 स्टार eclairs, same stuff. So that will show how your practice is coming. Both, if you combine, it's power. Instead of just doing one, only the practice will not. Practically be aware the whole day and the life that you live, every action that you do, be aware. Everything, see, how am I limited? Am I limited? Break that pattern there only. If you see you're limited, break it, open up. Because you're breaking a condition. It's a conditioned mind, that's all. You break that condition, abundance starts coming. You start expanding over a period of time. So oneness is one major tattva, and oneness, not just, what do the Shambhala master says? There are two types of illumination, enlightenment. The first enlightenment is intellectual enlightenment. Second is soul enlightenment. What we are talking more here is intellectual enlightenment only. So when I say something, wow, you got a point, you say. बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, आपका सत्संग बहुत अच्छा लगता है सुन के, वो बात पति की है. That is called intellectual illumination. But the Rishi says, don't stop there. Your soul has to get illuminated, not just your buddhi. विवेक का इल्यूमिनेशन से उतना नहीं चलेगा, आगे जाके इवन आत्मन इल्यूमिनेशन. हाउ आत्मन इल्यूमिनेशन? ट्रांसफर दैट नॉलेज or that concept into practice, experience. When it becomes your first hand experience, soul illumines. So you send light to everybody, good. Intellectual illumination. You feel compassion for the whole world, yes, everybody should get my light. But how do you put that into practicality? Mean what you say. How many of us, while we close this prayer, tell me seriously, I can vouch and tell not a single person does it. You close your eyes and say, may we all be blessed, may we all evolve, may we all be free. And you are imagining, you are sending that vibes to this whole cosmos. I'm guaranteeing you nobody does that. That is called soul illumination. Intellectually to okay, okay, you're saying the prayers, okay, sabka bhala hone, sarvatra bhala, you say. but it's not translating into experience. That is the gap. That is what the Shambhala masters are saying. Don't stop at intellectual enlightenment. It must go till you reach soul enlightenment. And soul enlightenment is transferring that into personal experience, subjective experience of whatever you have learned. Nididhyasa, you can say. So oneness is one tattva for the heart chakra. The second is love. Now, instead of talking about love, I would go to the opposite of love because my theory is always different. I use different protocol everywhere. When you want something, I don't go into what you want. I don't aim directly at that. I go to the opposite of what prevents you from what you want. Always. All my approach in the webinars, all these sessions, why do I sit with concept, breaking concept? Because concept prevents you from enlightenment. I don't talk about enlightenment. I talk about everything that prevents you, the obstacles. We talk more about obstacles here. So I'm telling, for opening the heart chakra means love. So I don't want to talk about love because we have enough concepts and philosophies of love. I'm just focusing on the opposite of what prevents you from not loving, but becoming love that you are. Because my nature is love. What is preventing me from being that? Not giving love, not producing love. That's artificial. Because love is nothing you take from somewhere and give it somewhere. I am love. That's the whole thing about it. So what is it that prevents me from this realization that I am love? All the opposites of it: hatred, jealousy, selfishness, not letting go, non forgiveness, ungratefulness. All these things prevent me from being love. Jealousy is one major. It prevents me from being love. Jealousy breeds competition. Competition breeds fear. Fear breeds anxiety. And it goes on. It's all linked that way. So you must go to the root and see. Whenever I am having little jealous thoughts, become fully aware. You're a seeker of awareness. Don't dodge yourself. You will get nowhere if you dodge it. What use is that buddhi then? What use is that viveka when it can't see that? So if you see that, I am getting jealous of it, you become aware. Don't punish or don't whip yourself. You become aware. Ah, this is one thought. I'm not this thought. This is not my nature. And this is not proper for me. I don't choose it. You consciously do that. You might not be able to get rid of that jealousy immediately, but it's okay. But at least you have acknowledged it. And you say, I'm jealous. I shouldn't be jealous. At that moment, if you want to really break that jealousy, just try to pray for that person or try to bless that person. Try to send love energy to that person. It might be difficult, but you have to break that conditioning. This, when you do repeatedly, it becomes a new habit. But imagine jealousy comes and you are jealous and jealous. You are aware of it. Oh, I'm becoming jealous, but I'll continue to be jealous still. What will happen? You'll nail that aspect of you even deeper. What is that aspect? That prevents love. And what do you want? Opening and expansion of love. So that is preventing it. So jealousy, selfishness. Selfishness, I already talked a whole satsang today. Selfishness means me and mine. ये चार दीवारी का छोटी सी दुनिया. That is selfishness. Selflessness. Whenever I feel selfish, I think about myself. Whenever you're having a deal, and there also you're thinking about yourself. Whenever Your friend says, okay, here's a pie cake or something like that, make it into two halves, and you're taking the knife and cutting a little more for yourself. See, you might say this is all very what is it? You don't know how powerful it is. When you see yourself cutting a little more, change that habit and cut less for yourself and give more there, even if it is challenging. Suddenly you will feel something nice in your heart. You will only feel that. That feeling is much better than that victory of getting more share. Simple things. That is selfishness. I'm breaking in awareness, practicality. In practical life, I'm breaking. Bring in these kind of things. Anything, the mind goes on everywhere. All these things are there. So when we अनदेखा जब हम करते हैं, when we don't give attention to it, it grows in us and silently it kills us. Silently, negativity broods in us. It brews in us and it multiplies. And then we do this sadhana and that sadhana. It will not help because this thing I've held on to it. So these kind of selfishness, jealousy, and then what I said, non-forgiveness. Whenever I'm not able to forgive, become aware of it. Become aware, oh my God, this thing is still stuck in me. I must do something about it. Do anything at that moment. Change from that feeling or send healing to that person or love to that person. Something where you break that barriers and finish that unresolved issue. You have to take charge. Then keep it pending or avoiding it. Because then it will brew negativity. The non-willingness to let go. If heart chakra problems are there are a lot of chances of old traumatic incidents still brooding in you. A lot of chances that only you can see. If you sit and see how much releases have happened. If not, do whatever. There are so many programs, there are so many ways to do it. And tell you. Do it, but it has to be done because until you relieve all these unresolved issues, there is no peace. This strong feeling of punishing someone, wishing ill for someone, they did this to me. Let them also get back. एक दिन देखना. See, one day they did this to me. That is not a great thing. That is simply means unresolved issue is strong and hatred is strong. And instead of sending what we are talking about, love and all those things, we are now sending hatred. What do you think will be the karma when you send hatred to the world? Think about it. That only becomes our negativity. Then we do sadhana to remove. What is the use? So do sadhana, the practices, but at the same time be aware of all these things, isn't it? Rosemary, that is why you need to be fully aware, awakened. You must consciously live, not unconsciously. नहीं तो बहुत मुश्किल है. Consciously live every moment. That is your tapas. Paying attention is your tapas. Nothing else to do. Whole day. And whole day is what? Your life. Life जैसे चल रही है, चल रही है. There's nothing special in it. You're just becoming aware. You're just becoming conscious. Hold this attention of intention of how can I contribute to this world, then take from this world. Takers don't survive here for long. I'm telling you. Takers don't benefit in the long. Snatch and run. Because snatch and run, that attitude which is there, I don't care for anything, I just take. It might be anything, even the smallest thing, pettiest thing also. It might be even that small prayer, which some of us, satsang is coming to an end. Okay, let me just finish. Khatam ho gaya. वो क्या वो prayer है ना end का. You don't know the importance. The whole satsang can go to dogs with that one attitude. You might not realize it, but it happens. Because there that attitude is just snatch and run. मैं मेरा फायदा हुआ बस. Now, why sit there? Be grateful even for what I got, or spread love and things for that. It will take only just 1 minute, but that whole attitude shows about how I live my life. मेरा life कैसे जीता हूं मैं? So that's a reflection of my selfish life that I live. That selfish life only makes me selfish everywhere I go. I just think about how to gain, not to contribute. I don't want to give anything to this world. I just only want to receive and receive and receive and receive. Mark my words. If you think of only taking and taking, taking, you will receive lot of people in your life who will only take from you. It's simply the law of karma. You give and give, you will get enough people, abundant people who will only give you. That's the law, simply. So I must become aware. From where all am I taking? Am I a taker? Or I'm contributing to something? How much am I contributing? I earn money, I do this, everything, I get everything from everywhere, working very hard. But from what I get, how much am I contributing back to this world? I earn so much, I get so much. Okay, fantastic. In that, how much? How much percentage? At least minimum 10% should go off. Minimum, that is, I'm telling. Minimum 10% of what you earn. It's not about the amount. Because somebody might say, I can't spare even $100. When I am earning 100, how can I spend $100? So we are not talking about giving 100%. So you deserve to spend at least 10 rupees or $10 to the benefit of this world. However you do that, it's not about that, even that ratio. Oh, 10%. I'm just telling you. Please understand, we are living in a world which is give and take. Even your breath you take, you have to return it back. Even the breath you take are from plants. Why are the plants giving you? Because you are giving them carbon dioxide. Both are dependent on each other. Even the plants cannot boast that I give human beings oxygen. Why do you give? Because you cannot get carbon dioxide otherwise. Because only when you give oxygen to humans, they will inhale and they will exhale back carbon dioxide. So even the plants live in that manner. Only by giving they receive. That's the moon prakriti of this nature. We must understand this. So if you try to play with these laws, we will be affected. If you make it one-sided, you will be affected. You can't make it one-sided because somewhere life will balance it. You say, let me earn, let me earn, let me earn, let me earn. I'll not give anything. I'll not be. Then nature will snatch it away from you. That's how it goes. It will take from some other way. I was in the car yesterday and my friend's sister had come from Mumbai. So she had come to visit me. I went to drop her. So she was talking to our other family people. And they were talking about some success or things like that. So they were telling, आजकल की दुनिया में ये चलता नहीं है. You don't have to worry about that. So other sister was saying, no, 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 it is not correct. You must not do that way. अरे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Earn. Everybody is earning. You have to earn in some way and get it and all. The other sister was, no, 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 it's not good. You have to earn it in the right way. So she asked me, what do you think? I said, yeah, that's right, what she's telling. Oh, there's no problem. But you have to do it in the right. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? I said, फर्क बहुत पड़ता है. They said, no, no, no. We have seen people, you don't go about people. Most of the people don't recognize where the leakages are. They might earn so much and they might try to save that, what they are trying to give. They might keep it for themselves and end up putting that in the hospital. Now that they cannot calculate that. They will think it is expenses. They cannot see that it is unwanted expenses that could have been avoided. So that's what I mean by nature takes it from you. It is always in balance. But we try to play a game and we fall a victim to that game. That's all. खिलवाड़ करने गए और खिल खुद फंस गए. That's what I'm telling you. This is a foolproof system. We have to understand the system, how it works, and then just blend with it. If we become very natural, there is no question of even healing this and healing that and balancing this and balancing that. You move with nature, nature's law, you flow with that without creating anything with your head and trying to manipulate the system, it will be fine. Everything will be very natural. Or if you find it is not unnatural, then become natural. That's all. That's the solution. Find out where the loopholes are. Where am I unnatural? That's what I'm telling. Whole day practice awareness and find out where all am I unnatural and rectify. Over a period of time, you'll see changes come. But don't ask me for what is the practice to activate my Manipura. What is the practice to activate the Kundalini and Muladhara? What is the practice to open my Anahata? What is the practice to open my third eye, Agya Chakra? These practices are all cunningness because it's trying to deceive the system by a method and technique. You're trying to puncture through something and get something out of it. You might get it, but it will not be for long. So, what we are talking here is natural. Instead of going for techniques, understand the way life is and just fall into bracket with that. I'm not saying I'm perfect here. I know everything. No, I'm still learning, but I can see this all very, very clearly. In my whole journey, I've seen this whole thing. Whatever I'm talking here, talking out of experience, how it was before and how when I changed a certain perspective, how things change in life. I'm talking from that angle. And how if you remain limited, me and mine, how dangerous it is. It looks very harmless. But I'm telling you, इससे बड़ा दुश्मन नहीं है मैं मेरा. And I'm telling you, no spirituality will tell you to first open this, मैं मेरा. No spirituality will tell you. Spirituality may ulta tell you take care of you and yours more deeply. It will not tell you how to take care of. It will not tell you to pray for this world. It will not tell you to participate and contribute to the evolution of this whole being. Means not by purifying this earth, purifying myself. How I affect others, how interlinked it is. Nobody will tell you how if you don't look at that. Blockages, those blockages only become your blockage. Because we are all interconnected. Everything is interconnected. There is no way you'll understand, like Osho said. You might not understand right now. You hurt somebody and you play around with somebody, you do this, all those things you do. But after a certain time, Osho said, you will come to know that, Are, I've been hurting myself. I thought I'm hurting somebody else, but over a period of time, you'll understand. I am only damaged. That's what I mean. When I inflict something on others, I see that I am only affected that way. It might take some time to understand that. Why? Because it's all Chaitanya Mahatma, part of one consciousness. So these things, today's satsang which we concentrated on, these things become fully alert of the me and mine syndrome and drive it away from your life. I know it's difficult. It's very easy to say, but the whole thing is there. Try. At least try. Try that you look at others' children also like you look at your own children. Don't look at others' wives and husbands like you look at your own husbands and wives. You might say now license will be. That's not what it means. I'm talking about this obsession with our little worlds. Sankuchit, choti si dunya. All your anxiety, fears, and all those negativities are all brooding from there. because that I is creating a world of mine and that I is trying to maintain it. वो maintenance में बहुत friction है. That's the doership. Why doership? Because I has come. Why I has come? संकुचित हो गया. And you expand that, it's we. I becomes we. Aham Brahmasmi means what? You realize I'm God. But how can you realize you are God? Aham Brahmasmi, I am that God. If that realization is there, then teri raza mein meri raza. You are the doer. If I want to realize Aham Brahmasmi, then Brahman's wish, Para Brahman's wish. But when you go against Aham Brahmasmi, Aham, you focus on this, then you take control. And you say, Aham will run my life, Aham will run my people's life. That will be problematic because wo individual, you are going, there is no partnership for you. Because there is no partnership, you feel scared. If you have partnership, where is the fear? Where is the stress? Where is the tension? Where is the worry? When you have enough trust that the whole system takes care of everything, that is why for that basics we have to understand that I've come here only in this human body to play around and go. If we forget that only, that is why Shambhala practice is so deep hai dekho inka. It starts with that only. Your objective is here to understand that you are here in this physical body. You have put on this human suit only to simply experience the diversity of God. Khatam. And that's what we are talking today, whole day, whole satsang. Diversity of God. Experience the diversity of God. Where can I experience diversity of God? अगर मैं अपने घर में ही बैठा रहूं अपने लोगों के साथ. Where am I seeing diversity? I am not saying you need to travel, take out the bag and travel. It's not possible for you. I'm telling, put your vision outside. Think more than your me and mine. Sitting in that corner, only think about the world. Sitting in that corner, heal the world. Sitting in that corner, send love and light to the world. Who's saying no? So see, that's the basic. If I understand this much, that I'm here in this human body to simply enjoy this diversity of the world, will I take this role very seriously? When I take the role seriously, I become the doer, then I try to control life. And here what I'm saying, temporarily I'm here. Something is already running this life. So that if I get the basics right, I will let loose of this and then I can concentrate. I can go a little further. If I cannot, then doership will make me restricted and it will shrink all my chakras one by one, depending on the kind of emotions. So this is mostly heart. Heart chakra is mostly fear based. Fear comes from limitedness. Fearlessness comes from unlimitedness, expansion. Okay, I see some messages of yours. इतना लंबा मैसेज मत करो यार. स्टोरी लिखे ऐसा नॉवल कौन पढ़ेगा इतना लंबा लंबा. So long. I'm running to the toilet. Okay. While doing webinar. Run. Or take the mobile to the toilet and put a stand there and keep it there and continue both the work together. What's wrong in that? You need not highlight all these things. I get fever, I get chills, I get bowel movements, I get that. If you don't want to get that, then don't do the satsang. That's it. Because I'm telling you, it's a reaction. Anything that you do which triggers the ego consciousness within us, you feel uneasy. It triggers, upsets the whole system. Because the wrong beliefs are there, very strong. The negativity is there, very strong. So when you add positivity, there will be churning. And when there is manthan, there will be all kind of reactions. So there is no need to keep attention on the manthan and what is the releasing, and the process of releasing. Focus should be more on continuing doing it. We can take care of our lives by doing what is needed to be done. If you want to, if you feel it is overwhelming, stop it for a moment. Or if you feel you must take some doctor support, take it. If you feel you must take some rest, take it. If you need to take a bath, take. If you need to take a break, take it. Who's stopping? You just be aware of what you need to do and just do that. There is, I'm not saying that ignore everything and then, you know, have loose motions till you drain everything out of you. I'm not saying that. We can use our senses and balance. But what I'm saying is, whenever I trigger a manthan in this, there will be, there will be churning. There will be all kind of churning. So I have to be ready for that. My muck, my muck is being released. So do I want to release it, or should I be extra careful, and if it is too overwhelming, go slow. No problem. But these are very common. So we shouldn't be always talking about this. Even after the first session, I'm seeing the difference. I was having a tough time with my own mother, but now she's in my own place, and I'm not feeling angry, frustrated, or annoyed for her to what she did for me or expecting me to address matters. I'm just dealing, accepting her for what, instead repeatedly talking about the problems. I'm actively working on the solutions. Okay, good. Initially, I used to hate for being in this position, having to deal with all the people and situation. But now, just dealing with it, because without all that, I would not have been in such place. Okay, fantastic. So that's where we are growing, where you acknowledge these things. I was this way, but I can see. But you don't have to see that because, Bhaiya, you told me I did this and I'm doing this. You see the difference. What is the result of after doing that? Previously, I was like this. Now I'm like this. So, what are you experiencing? You'll see there is a great change in that experience, relief and peace and things like that. So, your purpose is here to return back to your peaceful nature. So, you continue expanding that experiences of that, and you'll expand the benefits of. However, I'm telling, don't take it to this also. Previously, it was all cooked up and hooked up, and now things are good. I'm with my mother, and now nothing is affecting me. 4 दिन की चांदनी है. 4 days you might feel that way. Fifth day again, the trigger will happen. It's very common. It will not just vanish in one go. It will go in jerks. You might feel upset for some moments, and then things all are moving. Then 1 month, no issues at all, and then suddenly a big dumb an atom bomb falls. So why I'm telling you this is because you might feel, oh, it's all gone, it's all done. It's not done. They go in layers. So it's okay to have another bomb. Fantastic. No problem. Now, if I tell you this, you'll be like, when if anything shakes, you'll say, okay, it's normal. I remember him telling, it's normal. You'll not be. Otherwise, you'll be like, oh my God, I thought it was all. Am I going back now? Something wrong is happening back to me. Is all the things coming back to me? All these things will happen. It will go on. All these friction with family members. This janma you can take. You can dedicate this janma to your family members. To yeah, even I deal with it today. So there is no thing like we are done with it. It's a part and parcel. But see the growth, see the evolution. So here I have issue of sexual relationship in my marital life blocked, and I feel blockage in the Swadhisthana and less in the Muladhara and then in Manipuraka, but energy does not move above Vishuddhi. Currently, I have health issues and financial issues. I have issue of sexual relationship in my marital life. Block. Okay, okay. I get it. What should I say? That's a little unfortunate. When somebody gets into marriage and has sexual problems, whatever that reason might be, because the very intent of getting into grasta is that one major issue is that to fulfill your sexual urges and to have a proper balance, people get into grasta. But I've seen so many cases as they get into grasta and they are not fulfilled there. That is why people choose alternatives. But the society doesn't like alternatives. But this same weird society will not do anything to treat this basic issue. I am not in favor, not disfavor. So don't take this as a final advice. I'm just telling where it works out, it should be there. Where it doesn't work out, there is no point. Or if you say that it's a big compromise to be done, then we find out ways to channel that energy, to find out ways to work out with those urges, because it's a major blockage. Sexual urges also can bring a lot of problems in life. Sexual energy is Kundalini energy. It has to flow. But the yogic practices suggest a different method for the same. Yogic, because yogis do tapasya. Yogis channel their energies. They have a certain discipline with which they lift up their swadhisthana energies, up their sushumna, and that only starts converting into creativity and unconditional love. So probably that's what you're saying. I'm unable to move it upwards or things like that. There are some practices like Mula Bandha and all that, which can be done nicely. It can be done. Mula Bandha, Tribandha, to lift up the sexual energies and convert them into creativity. They become creative energy. They become love energy when energy is channeled upwards. But these forces are very strong. The downward pull is also very strong. That is why this grahastha is suggested, because the force is so strong. अच्छे अच्छे ऋषिज भी topple कर जाते हैं. It's very very strong. That is why marital life is advised to people. But unfortunately, the system is not where it is advocated. There only the system is not strong. See, in the Western world, there is no much this kind of problems, because in the Western world there are no so much of implications of society and traditions and culture and things like that. In the Western world, it's free. It's like a cat life or a dog life. You have an urge, you go and fulfill it and get goal. That's all. Keep going. They don't sit brood about it. They don't philosophize it. They don't make a issue out of it. They don't sit ranting with these customs and things like that. That's why they just simply move. They have no issues. Some of them you'll see are very good in spirituality, but they still are living together without even marriages. Now, don't jump to the conclusion that I am advocating. I am neither advocating nor disadvocating. I'm just putting forth a view. I'm not in favor of anything. I'm just putting forth a view. I'm just telling the pros and cons of all these systems, and we have to see this as it is. So in today's life, when the rush is too much of selfishness, self-centeredness, it has seeped into even our Indian culture, which was not like way. That is why when you see husband and wife in Grahastha, they had a different attitude. The male was made for a certain reason, the female was made for a certain reason. Females settled down in their homes and took care of the families and the things at home and the children and things like that. And they solely depended on their better half, the husbands, to provide for them. And it became the duty, moral duty of the man to go out and earn and protect the children and family, the wife, and take care of them. So the husband did his job, wife did her job. She was complete in her homes. She was dedicated to her husband, and she was dedicated because she had only that area to focus. The husband also was very dedicated to that work because the whole entire responsibility was that, and the husband relied on none but the wife. So those days, the relationship was very good. But as the competition increased, where the female also said, "नहीं हम भी कम नहीं है, हम भी आपके बराबर करेंगे." अरे feminine is feminine, masculine is masculine. They are two different natures. You cannot come. They are not the same material. They are not the same prakriti. But unfortunately, competition, the I-ness, that went on. And somebody took more than what they have to. Somebody tried to do what the men are doing. Men tried to do the female. And it's all patch system. And today we have a mess. You can see what's happening. And that doesn't allow one to be available for the other, one to serve the other. There is no such attitude of serving the others. It is just China Japti, le lo from the others. Jitna ho sake. Selfishness, self-centeredness. This self-centeredness doesn't lead to satisfaction, contentment, and happiness and peace, and thus both go their own ways to find their own satisfaction outside. That is what is extramarital affairs and things. Today it's on the rise, even in spirituality. Here, there, I see it everywhere. Not a big deal. But I'm not talking whether it's good or bad. It's about a balance. That's what I'm saying. There is a life in spirituality above all these things. It is not just about maintaining these things. It is about growing, evolving to coming to that nature. And at times when the Westerners see this, that their evolution is important, and when they keep their goal on that, in between whatever comes, they just finish it off and move. They don't sit very seriously with these things. So some people, most of them just evolve. It is not about rules. It is about how you're handling that situation. In most of the Westerners I've seen, both people are mature enough to handle it. They can even sit and talk about it. They can even conclude. And I've seen they are okay with each of them being okay with others also. As far as they're not compromising on their goals, as far as they are not concentrated on that, there is very less chance that they will get stuck up in anything else. So that is why everything is okay there. And still they are on that path. Here nothing is okay. Hundreds of allegations and hundreds of finger pointing and hundreds of so many things. And still nobody is nowhere because everybody is suffocating inside. The systems doesn't allow you to flex. The system doesn't allow you to go beyond a certain things. So it is like you're doomed. If you're in a certain position, then you are doomed for life. Stay there and be stuck up in that and manage it. Sacrifice. What nonsense is sacrifice? What are we talking? You have put, you have come into this human suit to experience diversity in this life. Without experience, you cannot sacrifice and keep it, because if you hold it and sacrifice and become a great balidan de diya, you will come back again next life with the same vasanas, with the same tendencies to fulfill it. Understanding this science is very important. It's outgrowing that need. So instead of whipping ourselves and telling that I am unable to proceed because of this certain factor, find out ways to get out of it. I won't tell you anything directly. Find out ways or to sort your problem in whichever way, which is not detrimental to the whole, to you, to others with you, neither to your spiritual evolution. Find out ways. There can be many ways. But keeping aside the right and wrong, attending to what needs to be done at the moment is more important than sitting with the do's and don'ts. So, the other issues of what we are talking about, health issues, there will be very, very different thing, because all the areas will suffer when you are not in a certain frame of mind. In my life, I rather chose to be away from it, be separate, than having these kind of issues. Because I don't want to sit lifelong battling these issues, sometimes unresolvable issues. I don't want to waste my precious time and what I came to do with this so called custom of being a loyal person, and damn, stuck in that thing. So, according to me, what I felt is I should be out of it. And if I want, I get into another. I get into another. If I want, if I don't want, it's upon us. There is no rule. There is no particular rule that it has to go this way, this way. If you come into the bracket of rule, I will suffer. Because all humans are different, all situations are different. There are thousands of factors. You cannot generalize these things. You have to see what is best for you and do it. How will you know you're doing it? You have to evolve. You have to keep clearing everything. Whatever it takes for you to evolve, whatever it takes for you to heal all aspects of your life, you can do that. You must do that without feeling the guilt for it, because guilt is man induced, because it comes from laws. But it's a very sensitive matter, so it has to be taken very sensibly. It's not just in haste we take some, but ultimatum is this, what I said. Anything that it takes to heal your life in all areas of life and to evolve and to reach to that state of freedom is a welcome. That's how it works, nothing else. One day, my friend, he's been married for a long time now, and he has a regular fight. So if some fights or something happens, he was telling that maybe after the child comes, things will improvise. But it didn't. And the story continued and it went on. And I think they're married close to 15, 16 years now. 15 years, close to 15 years. And in this 15 years, it has been Kurukshetra, something or the other coming up. And most of the time, I intervene. So most of the time, it is like, hey, Jack, I think she's leaving. Then I go and talk to her. Now what? Oh, this happened, that happened. Then they sit and then we talk. Okay. Then something, then she says, your friend has done this and I'm leaving. Again. This went on for some time. Then again, things good for 5, 6 months. It's all sacrifices. There, the willingness is not there, compatibility is not there, but somebody sacrificing. Why sacrificing? Because child abuse. Now both are living for the child. So just last week, no, last month, I was about to take a webinar from Bangalore. Just began, and a message came. Jack, she has left home. I typed wait back, say goodbye to her from my side also. I said I'm in a webinar, don't disturb. Then I called up at night. I told him one thing: just be done with it, yeah. Till when this nonsense is going to go on? Neither you are somewhere, neither you are somewhere. In the name of this compromise, that compromise, the society, your parents, your this and that, all are suffocating. Neither you are happy, neither she is happy, neither the child is happy. And you are telling now the child is getting all those qualities, child is feeling insecure, child is getting affected. Rahm karo na, split ho jao. Go your ways, I said. And be at peace. If that is the solution for you all, be at peace. Who told you on earth that you both are going to be Shiva Parvati there? It's not working. The moment I said this, both became very serious. Because never they heard this. Everywhere, every time they thought there is a compromise, we'll do something, we have to struggle. Now you're telling no compromise, no talks only about it. And now they seriously start thinking, do we really want to part? Because these solutions don't, these kind of things, we never come to that stage, so there is nothing beyond we can think. वही घिसा पिटा वही रहो उसके अंदर ही रहो तड़पते रहो. There is no other option that will come into mind. When it comes to extremes, you start thinking differently, and everything is fine, because ultimately you have to resolve things in life. Resolution does not mean by these sacrifices you are resolving, you are actually deteriorating the situation. Sometimes a resolution means saying goodbye. I did it in my life, and I have no regrets. Very happy about it. So nobody can come and put a thing into my head. This happened, that happened, past this. I know what it is. So you have to know what it is. You have to be confident on the situation, not convincing people. You have to be first convinced on what it is. Hey, to be done with it. Because if you are, sometimes most affected people, badly affected people, are spiritual people, because they carry all kind of morality in them and ethics in them. And you must understand, most of the time, people of morality and ethics only are taken advantage of. You must know your balance. So I wouldn't put a final word to it, but it is possible to, however, I'm not telling one direction. Either you resolve it in certain ways, and or you manage it in a certain way where you are not affected by it anymore and stay there and continue with it. And regarding your sexual urges and things like that, you manage it in whatever ways you can. And still, if you can handle it, fine. Either ways, nahi hai, go find somebody else. Or if you're done with it, finish it off. The whole story of grasta. Okay, so the whole thing here, what we are talking is practicality, practical spirituality. What works, work for it. But what did I say? The only thing is, you must, whatever action you take, whatever solutions you take, you must experience growth in it. You must experience peace in it. You must experience expansion in it. You must experience growth, evolution in it, ascension in it. You must experience freedom in it. You must experience that you are reaching the human goal, why you have taken birth. That is more important than sitting and solving these things in the diplomatic manner. Otherwise, nobody would have left their family. Buddha wouldn't have left. Who is the person there? Vikramaditya's brother, Bhartrahari. He wouldn't have left. Malaleshwari wouldn't have left if they would have sat with these concepts. At a certain stage, that freedom and evolution of your human birth is more important. And once you come to that zone, nothing matters. Okay, so I have kept it like generalized. I have not said one, because I know then people will pinpoint me. This guy gave this solution. I have just opened up the whole scenario. How you work it out, it's upon you. I'm also struggling to spread love to all those who cause trouble to me. There are many ways you can deal with all those things. There are enough programs we have done how to deal with it. You can go step by step through those processes if you find it too overwhelming. And nobody is asking you to love your enemies directly. First, love your family, love your friends, love your neighbors, love your animals, love your pets, and love your flower pots, love yourself. First, spend time in that. When you master this, that will automatically come. Without you loving yourself, you hate yourself, all the aspects in you. When you hate yourself and all the aspects in you, that only is a reflection in the world outside. You cannot love that world, which is a reflection of you. So we begin here. Work on those things. Then those things will outside people and things will simplify itself. How to experience the light in situations, good or bad, by awareness. By awareness that I'm light. So that is a matter of practice. Keep on practicing. Practice is important. I know we are not practicing it fully. If you experience that on the practice, see, there are so many arguments that goes on, right? In everyday life. They said this, they said that, so much of troubles, so much of fights, and so much of uh, impatience with each other. All that will go. That has to first improvise. Seeing the light in all situation is first seeing the light in me, because if I'm focused on my own light, if I am aware that I am light, will I spend my time proving myself to others? Will I send time in trying to improvise others or making others feel good, bad, ugly, whatever, or trying to justify or trying to. You're not interested, right? You simply don't become interested in all the things outside of you. If you practice light, you are more interested in yourself, and so you calm down. The sign of a person who is very much centered in their space is they are more calm. They don't get involved in anything which is useless. That is the first step of seeing everything neutral, good and bad alike. Because if you are most of the time in your own presence and enjoying your own presence, enjoying your own divinity, even if something good is happening, you're not bothered, bad also happening, you're not bothered. So we must develop this to a state where we are not affected, what do you call, reflexive to anything outside. That reflex action shows we are still not able to be centered in ourselves. We have gone more outwardly to that situation. Situation means I've left my presence and gone there. The moment I'm involved in anything outside, I've left my presence. So I come back to my presence. That's the only practice that you keep on practicing that and be interested more in yourself and your own evolution as much as possible. You'll see neutrality coming. Then forget bad, even the good you are not interested in. Somebody is good, somebody is speaking good to you, how nice they talk to me, you're not bothered. Then you're not bothered by how nice somebody is talking to you, you'll not be bothered whether anybody is talking to me or ill talking to me. There will be no question, how dare you say this to me? How dare you think of me like this? Because when they are good to you also, you say it's okay. What did I say? Nobody can hurt a person who cannot be influenced by this world. Nobody. So the basic thing is coming to that only. The whole thing is about living centered in my own divine presence and spending my time more in improvising myself and self improvement. And I refuse to get upset or triggered or angered or reflexive to anything outside. Choose it, consciously choose it, and you'll see differences coming. Okay. Another one thing is you can clearly see the Upadesh Saram that we practice so long. In that, you can clearly see the divine light working in all situations. You just become aware of same Chaitanyam that's working through everyone, all the different kind of situation. It looks different, but it's not. So the same Shiva Tattva is preferring to play in me as this role that I'm playing, and the same Shiva Tattva is preferring to play that role, which is quite opposed to what I want or what I feel. But that is the play role of that one. But the same Chaitanya only is illuminating the whole drama there and here. So that's another, that may be little difficult, but that is a powerful, where I'm aware of my light and I'm also aware of others' light. So if I am light, there is no doubt that that is not light. How can it be? When I say it is Atman in me, and here is the Atman, my awareness, I am pure awareness, then okay. वो भी pure awareness है, they don't know about it. But you must know about it. See the difference? They subjectively don't know that they are pure awareness. Okay, they are ignorant, whatever. You know you are awareness. If you truly know I am pure awareness, there is no doubt in seeing that even that is awareness. But they don't know about, but I know. So when I know their awareness, who's more mature? I am mature. That's the answer to your question. Your question is how to experience the light in all situations, good and bad. So somebody is good to me, somebody is bad to me, same light, the light that I experience. And when I look at my own challenges, how difficult it is, how difficult it is for me to evolve. So many challenges are there, and I'm struggling. So why can't I see the struggle of that poor being? That also is in ignorance. I don't know. You are at least illumined. They are in ignorance. So when you look at things like this, things become little more softer. You don't get too aggressive into all these things. You're okay. That is how you see even the goodness of all the saints and masters doing this job on this planet. So beautiful. At the same time, you see the evil also as playing his job. So what happens? You're neutral. You're not agitated by that evil and getting BP. At the same time, you're not flying high and all in praise for, oh, wonderful work all the great masters are doing. You're okay with both. It's a play of consciousness. It's trying to balance itself all the time. So these ways, you can always see light in good and evil at the same time. But to see that light, I must be aware of my light, because it is only from my light I see the light of others. Isn't there in Shambhala one practice where I illuminate, that illuminates, this one illuminates, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, then everything illuminates, blows. What is that? Same. I'm identifying my light first. Then I identify this one. Oh, this also is light. That one. That also is light. That. So I see the light in that manner. Oh, it's 11, exactly 11. Okay. So I hope I answered most of your questions. So tomorrow, I think it's for people who are attending the retreat. And day after, again, we have an open session. If you would like, you can attend it. It is going to be with Paravani. And that's the last webinar for this month, because then we'll be busy with the retreat and things like that. And I would like to say more focus there. So then we return and then we do maybe 1 or 2 sessions we can do from there. I am not sure. Let's see. Whatever it is. Okay. But webinar, this will be the last. And it's a good one if you, it is straight Shiva Sutras. So what we talk about Shiva Sutras, it is that only. So we are going to the core of Shiva Sutras only in Paravani. Okay. The main objective of Shiva Sutras only is that. That only we are calling as Mantra Maheshwara. So Mantra Maheshwara, that Maheshwara, Shiva, it's not about him. When I say Shivoham, I am Shiva, I am Maheshwara. And if the philosophy says Shiva only is pranam, mantra only is Shiva, and I say I am Shiva, so I am the mantra, I am the Maheshwara, I am mantra Maheshwara. It's on that line. It goes deeper into that. So very subjective it is. That we'll talk on the preparatory day after tomorrow. So we'll end today's session with a small prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudayachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. Thank you to the few of you who held their breath and sat till this end because they felt, oh, now this guy will catch up on us if we don't stay till the end. Thank you. At least उसी बहाने तो भी हम रुक गए. Stay blessed. Bye.